Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I wanted to share my experience with a particular stone that I acquired not too long ago. And to be honest, I never really believed in crystals. Um, you know, they probably, my thought process was they probably have some sort of property that kind of deals with some energies, but it's nothing like, major game changing. But Moldavite is definitely something different. If you're searching for Moldavite, you probably already know a little bit about it. So it's basically it's a tektite that was formed 15 million years ago, more or less, and it was formed by a meteorite hitting Earth, and so that's how Moldavite was created. I have a small piece here. Let me actually take it off. And this piece really called to me. It was actually interesting the way that it entered my life. It kind of called me because I was actually, a friend invited me. She wanted to actually get Moldavite for herself. I didn't really know what Moldavite was, and we went there. She got her piece, and she asked me to hold me. I definitely felt something very powerful when it came to that. My third eye in particular also just went kind of crazy. Not in a bad way, but I was just feeling the vibration. But after that, I didn't really think much about it. I believe 2 days after that, I went to another metaphysical shop, and out of the blue, they just started talking about Moldavite when I was there. And I was like, okay, well, there's something here. So I decided to go ahead and purchase Moldavite, and I just went with my intuition when it came to choosing the stone. That night, it was very difficult to sleep, although I do believe I was sleeping, but it didn't feel like I was. I felt like my thoughts were going 1,000 miles an hour. And the way that I can describe is that I was very aware of what was going on in the dream. I did wake up quite frequently also, but it's what they call, the first stages of the Moldavite is what they call the flushing of it. Now, my life at that moment, I had done away with a lot of things. I quit my job. I went through a major life change, and that was initiated by me. It wasn't anything. I just didn't want to live that life that I was living. I'm actually doing things that I enjoy doing nowadays. I'm reading cards professionally, and that's where my bliss is. I was just really following my bliss. And so what started happening was that it actually helped me. It propelled me to my purpose. It made it faster. It's like I was riding a bike before, and now I got into a cab, And that's the best way that I would describe what Moldavite has been doing in my life. Now, I wouldn't say, obviously, to me, you know, it's God that's doing all that. But Moldavite is really a tool that's kind of helping me in the process. A lot of times when people say they, oh, I got Moldavite, my life just went to the shitter. It's not that it's going to the shitter, it's just that it's adjusting to, where your happiness really is. And some people, end up losing stuff. So like if you're in a job that you're not really happy in, you end up losing that job, right? If you're in an industry, whatever it may be, relationship. It's a lot easier for me because I've been through that. And so the only way is up, really. But it's not that what's happening is a bad thing to you. In fact, it's the complete opposite. As long as you're open to embrace the change, then that would definitely help you out. Another thing though that I noticed, even the friend that I was telling you about, that got the Moldavite, that kind of introduced me to it, she lost her Moldavite. And I've met people that lost theirs also. It kind of runs away from the person whenever they are not ready to embrace the change. And so that's part of the reason why people end up losing, but then they end up finding it afterwards, whenever they are ready for the change. It's not I shouldn't say that, because ordinary stones, like crystals, they do different things, right? But Moldavite is considered a universal love stone, and I can definitely see that. My heart started opening so much more to just a lot of things. I was feeling a sense of happiness and love that for a long time I didn't. And it makes sense because it's the color green. It opens up the heart chakra significantly. You just become happier. It's a lot, you're more lighthearted to just the things that are around you. And after, I believe, I'm gonna say like a week of getting the crystal, well, it's technically glass, but either way, I decided to buy for my loved ones, for a good friend of mine, for my mom and my brother. And I started noticing changes in their life, especially my friends, because we would communicate a lot. And he was never really that open-minded when it came to spirituality. That started to change quite a lot. And as a result, he welcomed the change versus fighting for what he wants. And things just started gravitating towards him. So that was another thing that I saw that was very major, because I've known him for 20 years. And it's definitely a different person now, in a very good way. But nonetheless, people are going to have different experiences, what I would say is this: as long as you are open for the change, because it's going to be a major change, then I would certainly advise, get Moldavite, because that's going to speed up the process of the change. If you're still resistant, if you don't want to change your life in a way where, because typically people know when they're in the right path. If you're unhappy with your life, that's kind of the warning, maybe you're not on the right path. But if you're not ready to go down the rabbit hole in a way, then I would say hold off. Don't dive into that quite yet. These stones are very good gifts because the stone needs to come to you. It needs to present itself to you. And if you decide to give it to somebody as a gift, that's the stone really presenting itself to them. In my case, I wasn't really looking for it, but it presented itself to me by ways of my friend and by going to a whole completely different shop. And that was in a span of like 3 days. So I definitely paid attention to those signs. It's a wonderful stone. It's really like, if you decide to get Moldavite, that's really going to, be your buddy and help you out in your journey. Okay. So I just wanted to talk about a little bit about my experience of Moldavite and what happened to me. And if you are going through a process of change and you're wondering why certain things are happening to you, maybe that my experience can shine some light into why things are going on the way that they are. Okay? I wish you guys the best of luck in your journey, and I hope to see you next time.